Today, she's here as our gold partner to share her insights on leadership, on diversity, and on empowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alicia Edgington.
Just in case any of you heard 40 years at Procter & Gamble, I assure you it's 14. I love the topic or the theme of this conference. And it's because there's no doubt we find ourselves in an era where discourse is so abundant. And I think it comes from such well-meaning places. But we can also agree that we're all talked out. And we now crave genuine action. And we should demand more, which is exactly what today is about. I have the pleasure for working for a large multinational company. In fact, of the 8 billion consumers, or just a little less, that exist in the world, or 8 billion population, P&G's portfolio touches over 5 billion consumers every day. So our ability to impact lives is big. Now with that, our role in demanding more is also a very big one. In South Africa, some of the brands you might be familiar with are the likes of Always sanitary pads, Pampers diapers, Vicks healthcare, amongst others, to give you a little bit of a flavour of our company. And when I started off in the corporate environment, I was a little bit sceptical of the work that corporations do in this space. It was around about 20 years ago in university that I did my thesis or my postgraduate work in understanding what lies beyond discourse, and do companies really walk the talk. And I went around talking to CEOs of leading Australian companies, and I was looking at a lot of their documentation that they had out there and saying, is this a whole bunch of images and things that they feel they should do, or are they impacting lives? So when I came into P&G, I had a real hunger to know about what the company did. And I'm proud to say so much of the work that we do is really touching lives, and I want to touch on a couple of examples of those today. Firstly, many of you may not be aware that in South Africa alone, 1 in 3 girls misses school during the days in which she has her period. She doesn't have adequate protection to be able to go to school without fear of humiliation. And the menstrual hygiene education can be such in certain areas that she might not know how to go about just the basic hygiene through puberty and onwards. One of the programs that we're incredibly proud of in South Africa and total sub-Sahara Africa is our Always Keeping Girls in School program. This program provides puberty and menstrual hygiene education to over 1 million girls. It also has donated 50 million pads so far on the journey to girls in sub-Sahara Africa. And in the areas in which we've implemented the program, we see a 30% increase in girls coming to school through the days of their menstrual cycle. Locally here, in fact, we've got a program that we call #BloodSisters. It's very special to us. The campaign launched this year. And through that program, in fact, you can purchase Always sanitary products in leading South African retailers, and it's matched with a donation towards this Always Keeping Girls in School program. As a second example I'll give of some of the breaking through the noise, true impact work we're doing here in South Africa. We do a lot of research with mums with the Pampers brand, spending time in homes with them and doing the research that allows us to build our brand. And as part of that, we realised that 40% of the women, or the mums in South Africa, were single mums. And, I'm a mum of 3 myself, and I can only imagine the juggle of the housework, the childcare, the responsibilities, and doing it as a sole breadwinner as well, and a sole server for the children. So through a partnership with early childhood development centres, just over the last year, we've been able to pull together over 1,000 early childhood scholarships for local children with single mums who are wanting to go out and build their career whilst ensuring that their children are well cared for and given the best education possible as they go on their way through life. And the ripple effects that we're starting to see with this program are so encouraging. Then finally, in an example that I'd love to share as well, we have a Women's Entrepreneurship Academy, PNG's Women Entrepreneurs Academy. It's a partnership with WeConnect International, and we provide mentorship. A lot of us as senior leaders are involved, but we pull together a wide range of distinguished leaders who are able to coach and mentor women entrepreneurs through building small businesses. And in fact, many of these women-owned businesses have become ongoing partners to PNG in many different ways. And it's allowed us also to go from, we were at about 12%, which is the government target, of women-owned businesses within our supply chain in some way or another. And that now is 35%, a lot of that fostered through the program. Of course, we won't stop until it's 50-50 or more. And within our organisation globally, we've got 100,000 employees. In South Africa, we have 4,000 direct and indirect employees, and we're over that 50-50 mark. And it's very encouraging to see it coming up all the way to the top. Myself, just one example, but of many, many. So we've continued doing this work over the years, and we wouldn't have dreamed that it would be rewarded with the recognition of such esteemed partners as the Top Women Panel and the Top Women Platform. And we were so pleasantly surprised last year when we were invited to accept the Gender Icon Award for our efforts. It was truly unexpected. Our genuine intent at the start was to do the work that made the impact. The recognition was just very meaningful and allowed us to be able to talk a bit more about the work we're doing, which is a privilege to do with all of you today. You know, I want to also extend my gratitude to Topco, to the Standard Bank Group for being intentional. I love that, banking on women. I mean, what a cool slogan. I love it. And also for driving meaningful change and creating this platform for us to learn from each other, with each other, cut through the noise and make change. We as PNG are incredibly proud to be the gold sponsor. We feel energised and more empowered to do more to transform our communities and the women and girls within it. It's my hope that we'll all get more purposeful, we'll all be more impatient to cut through the noise and be the symphony that Carol talked so beautifully about. Thank you for joining with us, and let us go on to make meaningful change above the noise.